Vladimir Putin's rival Alexei Navalny has been rushed to hospital in a serious condition following reports he was poisoned after drinking tea. Alexei Navalny, 44, is in hospital in intensive care in the Siberian city of Omsk, according to the TASS news agency. The politician's spokeswoman, Kira Yarmish, said Mr. Navalny was in intensive care after showing signs of being poisoned. Ms. Yarmish said Mr. Navalny, 44, is on an artificial lung ventilator. She posted on social media, "We assume that Alexei was poisoned with something mixed into his tea. It was the only thing that he drank in the morning. Doctors say the toxin was absorbed faster through the hot liquid. Alexei is now unconscious," she said. Mr. Navalny, a fierce critic of Russian President Vladimir Putin, had started feeling ill when returning to Moscow from Tomsk in Siberia by plane on Wednesday morning. A passenger told how Mr. Navalny was screaming out in pain on the flight. He had drunk tea at a cafe at Tomsk airport before boarding his flight. The cafe owners are said to be checking CCTV cameras to try to establish what had happened, Interfax news agency reported. Ms. Yarmish said the activist's plane later made an emergency landing in Omsk so he could be rushed to hospital. The head doctor at a hospital in Omsk confirmed Mr. Navalny had been admitted there and he was in a serious condition, the TASS news agency reported. Ms. Yarmish drew a parallel with an incident last year in which Mr. Navalny suffered an acute allergic reaction that one doctor said could have resulted from poisoning with an unknown chemical. It was during the time Mr. Navalny was serving a 30-day jail sentence after calling for unauthorized protests. He was diagnosed with contact dermatitis by doctors, but he said he had never had any acute allergic reactions and his own doctor said he may have been exposed to some toxic agent. Mr. Navalny said he believed he could have been poisoned. Ms. Yarmish added, "Obviously the same has been done to him now." She did not say who she believed may have poisoned Mr. Navalny, but said police had been called to the hospital. One of the doctors there said it was not certain that he had been poisoned. Dr. Anatoly Kalinichenko said natural poisoning was one of several diagnoses being considered and tests were being carried out. Tatiana Shakarova, a spokeswoman for the regional health ministry in Omsk, said, "We confirm that Alexei Navalny has been hospitalized in Omsk and that doctors assess his condition as serious. Doctors are doing everything possible to stabilize his condition. The poisoning version is one of several versions being considered. It's not possible now to say what the reason was." Passenger Pavel Lebedev posted an account of what he saw on social media. He said, "At the start of the flight he went to the toilet and didn't come back. He started feeling really sick. They struggled to bring him round and he was screaming in pain." Mr. Navalny, a lawyer and anti-corruption activist, has served several stints in jail in recent years for organizing anti-Kremlin protests. He has helped release high-impact investigations into what he has said are outrageous examples of official corruption. Russia holds regional elections next month and Mr. Navalny and his allies have been preparing for them, trying to increase support for candidates which they back. The European Court of Human Rights has ruled that Russia's arrests and detention of Mr. Navalny in 2012 and 2014 were politically motivated and violated his human rights, a ruling Moscow called questionable.